Does Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse suck? I don't know about you guys, but I really did love Into the Spider-Verse from a few years ago. I really thought that movie was unique and fresh and just something different. And with Across the Spider-Verse, I didn't really hear much hype about it. I don't know if I was just not part of the conversation, but either way, that opening press screening was one of the most intense moments of my entire life. There were Spider-Man fans everywhere, people dressed up in costumes, and every single cameo reference was just met with applause and roars from the theater. I haven't experienced that maybe ever, honestly. So the hype for this movie is definitely real. I guess I just wasn't a part of it. But I saw the movie and the question still stands, does this movie suck? Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and being here with me today. I really do appreciate it. I was able to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse a few days early, and I'm here to tell you if I think it sucks or not. But let me know, guys. Are you guys big Spider-Man fans? Are you guys looking forward to Across the Spider-Verse? What did you guys think of the first one? What is your favorite Spider-Man movie? Are you guys big fans of the comics? Did you guys play the Spider-Man game on PS4 or Spider-Man 2 back on Xbox, GameCube, and PlayStation 2? Whatever your case may be, let me know down in the comment section down below. Are you a big Spidey guy or gal? But make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video so you guys know my rating of the film, or else you might be going to a film that might not be right for you. Now, let's get started. So, the directors are Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson. And I was looking around on IMDb, they were like co-directors on Soul and on this movie and a lot of other animation projects. And I have it written down here, Shameik Moore, Hailee Steinfeld, Oscar Isaac, Jake Johnson, and many others. And the story is that Miles Morales meets up with Spider-Gwen and the original Peter Parker and Spider-Man 2099. And there's a whole spider society with keeping all the multiverses intact. But there is one villain who might destroy all of that, and Miles Morales actually has a very big part in all of it, which I will not spoil, and it's a doozy, I gotta say that. So what are my thoughts on this movie? Well, when I went into the theater, I was not expecting anything. I was like, you know what, the first movie took me by surprise. I had no idea what to expect with that one, and I walked out feeling like, oh my god, this is like the most unique movie I've ever seen, especially for a superhero Spider-Man movie. You know, my spidey senses were tingling. With this one, I'm just like, you know what, I just want to entertain myself. I just want to be enjoying the ride, so to speak. And for the first half hour, 45 minutes, I was looking at everything on screen and I was watching the movie and I'm thinking, you know, I should be liking this, but I'm not. I'm really feeling like I'm forcing myself to have a good time. And it's because this is kind of the same thing that we've seen before. You know, we have a lot of really crazy animation. We saw that in the first one. We see Miles Morales struggling with his powers and struggling with the responsibility. Like, this is a Spider-Man movie. Nothing bad is happening. I'm not looking at the screen and going, oh my god, I can't believe they put this in. This is so terrible. It's just more of the same. And of course, we have the responsibility angle. We have, you know, oh, Parker, you're always late. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the same old, same old. Of course, we meet Spider-Man 2099, played by Oscar Isaac, and he's very awesome in the movie. We meet Spot. Spot is our main villain of the movie, and you know, there's a lot of lines at the beginning where it's like, don't worry about it, like, I'm gonna be late, I'm just fighting this villain of the week, you know, kind of telling the audience, oh, don't worry about it, he's just like some no-name villain. And honestly, out of all the Spider-Man villains, I've never actually heard of him, so I don't know if he's from the comics, I don't know if he's from a video game, or if he's an original character for this movie. Again, I'm a Spider-Man guy, but I'm not a big comics guy, right? Like, I've seen all the movies, I've played a lot of the video games, so let me know, is Spot just a new character for this movie? Let me know. But anyways, Spot is our villain, and I believe it's Jason Schwartzman who is the voice of Spot. And he's not a very intimidating villain. He's just kind of a funny, you know, cracking jokes, very like, oh, I'm just kind of a villain here. He doesn't really warrant that much attention. He's not that threatening. He's not threatening at all, really. I mean, he's got these kind of annoying powers because he has all like these portals. How can Miles Morales defeat him? Like, that's the question that you would want to think about a really big, really evil villain. Like, oh my god, like, he's too powerful. How can Miles Morales win the day? It's just kind of an annoyance with all of those portals. So, you know, you have the main villain, which of course he does become a lot more threatening and a lot more important as the story goes along. But when you get introduced to him, you're like, this guy is just, you know, kind of a fluffer character. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, you know what, maybe it's just more of the same, right? Like, that's how I reviewed Scream 6 this year. You know, it has the exact same formula as every other Scream movie. It does it well. And I'm thinking, you know what? Okay, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, we're gonna have a lot of multiverses, we're gonna have a lot of fun energy, and it's gonna be another Spider-Man movie. You know, Miles Morales is trying to, learn more about his powers. With great power comes great responsibility, all that kind of stuff. That's what I thought we were gonna get through most of the movie, and we get that at the beginning. But of course, we have a lot of fun energy, we have a lot of creativity here. We go to like Mumbai and Manhattan, I think it's Mumbattan, kind of like a Indian New York City. And of course, we meet the Indian Spider-Man, and we see a lot of other Spider-Man come into the main frame, and then, it's like a lot of fun. I'm thinking, okay, well, the action is really fun. It's, it's wacky, sometimes a bit too wacky for my tastes, but, that's just me being cynical. I had fun with it, right? The jokes were landing, and I'm thinking about, let's just see a lot of creativity here. We're gonna have a very simple plot, but let's just really load the screen with creativity. And then, of course, we see Nueva York, where we see a ton of different Spider-Man. And like I said earlier, this theater was full of Spider-Man fans, and the amount of cameos, references, Easter eggs, callbacks to earlier movies, they were insane. This entire theater was going nuts, and it was kind of cool for me to go like, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. I know that. That's what movies are nowadays, right? Like, oh my God, I remember that. Instant nostalgia, instant joy. That's what movies are, but it was pretty cool to see all these different Spider-Man references, but my God, I've never heard a theater scream like that before. So again, like I said in my YouTube short, if you are a Spider-Man fan who loves, reference hunting, this is the movie for you. And all those scenes were a lot of fun. I'm going, okay, yep, I'm a Spider-Man fan. I like this movie so far. I'm liking all the creativity and the wackiness. Although I will admit that the animation, while really, really spectacular, in certain scenes, especially with Gwen Stacy and her father, they were getting so wacky just for the sake of being wacky, going, you know what, we're an edgy Spider-Man comic book movie. Let's just make the entire screen green. And then the next shot, let's make it all pink and then blue and then red. The wackiness was going overboard. And I'm thinking, is this really necessary? There's a couple scenes between the two of them there I'm thinking, I can't really get focused in what's happening in the story because I'm so distracted by everything that's going on. And I mean, I love the style of this movie. I think it really, really works for the tone and for just the kind of movie that this is, but sometimes I felt like they took it a bit too far. Now, this is the reason why I think this movie is really, really good. Little bit of a sidebar here. Remember when The Last Jedi came out and how no one really expected it to go that way? We're thinking, okay, well, if Force Awakens was a, retread of A New Hope, then Last Jedi was gonna be just the same as Empire Strikes Back. Kind of was, but it kind of wasn't, and there were a lot of things in there where Rian Johnson, the director, said, oh, I wanted to subvert your expectations. But of course, when you see it for the first time, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that even happened. I didn't even think about that. But then when you watch the movie again, the subverting expectations thing, like that novelty really wears off. So getting back to Spider-Man, this movie subverts your expectations in a phenomenal way. Like when the third act was happening, I'm going, okay, this is going to be the, typical third act in a Spider-Man movie. Fight the villain, everyone kind of teams up, characters at their low point, and they have to get out of their low point to rise up to defeat the villain. It's standard stuff. Like I wouldn't say that that's a spoiler, because if you've seen a superhero movie before, if you've seen a movie before, you could kind of see where this plot progression is going. And then it just completely goes inside out, upside down, backwards and forwards, and just, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I even said to myself in the seat, something's not right here. Something's not right. And I was with my two friends and I'm thinking, wait, and then what? Wait, what? Well, hold on a second. And most of the time, I'm able to kind of predict what happens in movies because I've seen so many of them, and I'm sure you guys have the same feeling, right? But in this movie, the third act, and I'm not going to spoil it, it really just takes everything that it was kind of building up at the beginning and just completely subverts it. And what's really great about that is that it really, really makes you want to watch the next one. And from a marketing business standpoint, like that's gold. That is gold in Hollywood. At the end of the movie, you need to get a ticket to the next one because you're like, this movie just completely turned everything upside down and went in a direction that I was not expecting. But when you think about it after the fact, you're like, you know what though? They were hinting at it throughout the entire movie, but I just wasn't looking for it. It was hiding in plain sight. Most of the details that would just be, kind of throwaway details in a movie are actually a lot more important than you'd think. And the important details, of course, I'm thinking will come back in a bigger role in another movie beyond the Spider-Verse. So that's the deal. Throughout the movie, I'm thinking this is kind of just another generic Spider-Man movie. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I love Spider-Man, but I've seen this before and I've seen this style before. So yeah, of course, Spider-Verse. We can just, you know, pump it full of references. We're gonna keep it like a fan letter to the Spider-Man fans. And you know what's funny with my friends? I'm thinking, okay, from a business standpoint, what kind of references, what kind of cameos, what kind of Easter eggs can you put in this? And I said to my friends, I'm not gonna say the exact one, but hey, I wonder if they're gonna show this. And as soon as I said it, no lie, you can ask my friends, no lie, right as soon as I said it, it showed up on screen. The theater went berserk. Now, a little bit of a sidebar as well. Let me know, guys, down in the comment section, are you guys the people who will like freak out if you guys see, you know, a certain character on screen, or just go, wow, yeah, Spider-Man, yeah, and like jump up and like really get excited? If that's you, let me know. Now I will admit, I'm fans of this stuff too. I was like, oh my god, I can't even hear what's happening on screen. So I love seeing a movie in a theater, and I love how people can get excited, but sometimes they can get a bit too excited. I felt like I was in a zoo as opposed to a movie theater. But I digress. I really enjoyed this movie, and I think that the saving grace was the third act, because throughout the entire movie, I'm thinking, yeah, this is a good movie, this is a Spider-Man movie, but this Spider-Man movie is a lot smarter than I gave it credit for. And at the end, it's like, holy crap, like eye-opening. And I actually ran into another critic friend, and then as soon as we walked out together, he goes, when's the next one coming out? Tomorrow? Can it like come out tomorrow? Like I have to live in anxiety now for a year, 2 years. I don't know when the next one's gonna come out, because you gotta see what happens next. So for that, I'm giving this movie a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I still don't know if I liked it as much as the first one. I thought the first one was just so different and creative. This one is maybe more of the same in terms of the style and all of the references, and there's more references for sure, but it's the same vibe, it's the same tone. But the third act definitely does throw everything just out the window, and what in the world is gonna happen now? I'm totally on board for it. And if you guys are big Spider-Man fans, let me know what you think is going to happen in the next one as well. Just put a little bit of a spoiler warning in your comment before you start, you know, giving away plot points for people who have not seen the movie yet. So if you guys like this video, definitely hit like and subscribe, and I hope that you can come back for more videos, because I definitely appreciate talking with you guys. Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below. And I also want to plug in my Patreon. So on Patreon, we are an exclusive group, and it's a lot of fun to hang out. We do monthly watch-alongs where we pick a movie, we watch it together, we discuss it. I give you guys free movies as well, and you guys get to see content early. So if that interests you, then Patreon is down below, and all the proceeds go back into this channel. You guys definitely help this channel keep running. So I really appreciate that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Thank you so much.